Hello, everyone. It's Justin Horn at the Christian Fun and Learning Center, or if you're watching on TikTok, Scripture Hoarder. I believe I told you guys a few days ago, I had a surprise for Saturday. I had a big a big ordeal going on for Friday, and it turns out this was it. Hocking Hills in Ohio. I took my wife there. We've never been there before. This is our first time. Posting this video the day after it actually happened. But yeah, it was an amazing experience. Rock House was actually pretty challenging. This is there were three places altogether in Hocking Hills that we went to. Besides there was I believe it was called Mama Faye's, something or other, Grandma Faye's or Mama Faye's, or anyway, it was like a gift shop slash grocery store. I don't recommend going there. It seems kind of witchy to me. There was some crystals. There was also I think some kind of like witchcraft books or something there, and stuff like that. So we pretty much didn't buy anything from there. We just ended up leaving once we saw that stuff. But anyway, we're on our way to Rock House here, hiking, going through the trail to the Rock House. Currently in this video here. This is a moderate course, I guess you can call it. It's not an easy course. There's a lot of how to explain it, uneven step, like it's like a lot of steps, like slopes. You have to go uphill quite a bit, downhill quite a bit, uneven ground, a bunch of branches in the path, or stones that are kind of, it's kind of hard to walk on. It can be a little challenging for beginners. So unless you're an avid hiker who's experienced, I don't recommend this being your first trail. But anyway, we went to Rock House. I believe we also went to, let's see, where was it? Concourse Hollow, and also Ash Cave. I'll be showing you video footage of two of those things, but for Concourse Hollow, I just took snapshots. So uh, I should post that either to my YouTube or TikTok or both here shortly. Photos of Concourse Hollow. But for now, this is on the way to Rock House in this video. It's a pretty long video. It's about a little over 13 minutes long total. So we'll try to think of something to talk about while you're enjoying this footage. Let's see. I think I'm going to do some creation science, actually. Talk about some creation science from my book, An Overwhelming Case, from the Christian Worldview. I'm going to take my time, read slow. I'll go over 2 points here. Two different points, creation science points, in this video, and then two on the Ash Cave footage. These chairs, these stairs. Sorry, I said chairs. These stairs were obviously not made by natural forces over millions of years. Obviously, a man-made structure here. I'm going to stop the video. I stopped the video, and I didn't really record myself going down the stairs. I would stop halfway down the stairs. I'll stop the camera, start halfway down the stairs, or partly down the stairs. Stop moving, and then record some more. Stop the camera, and then go the rest of the way, part of the rest of the way, or the rest of the way down. Anyway, I think we're going to talk about topsoil. Yeah, in regards to the Christian Science debate, just as filler to have some audio to go with this footage. Let's talk about lack of bioturbation between rock layers. If evolution were true and the Earth it was billions of or even just millions of years old, then we should expect to see bioturbation between the layers of the geologic column, but we don't. What is bioturbation? Bioturbation is the disturbance of the sediments by plants and animals. Shucks, we don't even find soil between the layers. See, it makes more sense if rock layers were laid down by a global flood, a massive flood. You wouldn't expect to see a bunch of soil between the layers, but the rock layers were millions of years old, you'd expect to see sediment, accumulate, or soil accumulate on the between the rock layers. Anyways, I was reading from my book. Part of the what you just heard was me reading from my book. An overwhelming case for the Christian worldview. So part of what I just said was from that book. Let's see here. Actually, at this point in the video, let's see here. Let's see here. My apologies. I wasn't staring at the screen while I was reading from my book, so I may have missed a comment on something. If you saw the phone like jostle a minute or two ago, or a few minutes ago, that was me slipping and falling. I was so enamored with the scenery that I so enamored of looking at all this stuff. I didn't notice, and I slipped and I fell on my butt or backside. It may have not come up yet. I'm not sure because I was reading out of the book and I hadn't had my face on the screen. But yeah, I ended up falling down part of the way to the rock house. Yeah, actually now, from the looks of things, it looks like I've already fell on my butt before in this video. I must have miscaught. Yeah, that was a little while ago in the hike. At this point, we're getting ready to enter the rock house. This is a very exciting. If you're a fit person, exercise regularly, in shape, I highly recommend this place. It will be a workout. You have to maneuver around all these rocks, and you have to go up a steep hill on the way back. But it's very nice. There are actually pigeons, I believe they are. The clefts of the rocks. They, I believe it's their like breeding ground. I'm not for sure, but yeah, I did see some pigeons in this video. I was watching where I'm going right there. I was watching my feet, make sure I don't trip and fall again. But yeah, if you saw me fall earlier, that was maybe a little bit of humor for you. But I wasn't hurt or anything, so that was good. Wasn't hurt. I took my wife with me in this journey on this to Rock House. She likes Concourse Hollow and Ash Cave better than this place here. Again, Concourse Hollow and Ash Cave are a lot easier trek than this thing. It's for more experienced hikers, but it's well worth it because it is an amazing experience. I actually, I believe I actually do see a tunnel here shortly, if I'm not already passed by it. Let's see here. I think on my way back from, let's see, where am I at? This is where I believe I saw the pigeons, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. No, this might, well, looking. That might be further up. There was a rock, like this thing right here. There were some pigeons to the left of here. If I turn the camera to the left, you'll see there was pigeons right. Yeah, right in that area right there. There were some pigeons flying around. If you look up, there they are right there. There's the pigeons. There they are. Anyway, this was a great experience. Yeah, I'm not gonna record I didn't record the entire trip on Rock House on the way back after this cave part. There's a little bit of recording, but not the rest of the ascent up the hill. I didn't record the ascent up the hill for the most part. Just the up to the Rock House and then a little bit after the Rock House. That was about for that trip for that specific location. Also, I want to talk about while we're here in nature. Let's talk about one more creation science thing. Although I'm not sure, I don't think it applies specifically to this location, but it does have to do with rocks. So since it's the rock house, I think it's appropriate to talk about geosynclines. What are geosynclines? I'll also be reading from my book again. Geosynclines, bent rock layers. Sometimes people have discovered bent rock strata, commonly called geosynclines. These folded and or buckled rock strata range in size from considerably range in size from considerably to miles long. These ones are folded mountains. These ones are folded mountains. This is no problem for creationists, as Noah's flood could easily explain this phenomenon. Obviously, these folds would have to have been made while the sediment was still soft and pliable. Millions of years old rock would simply crack and break off under such pressure. Anyway, I obtained that information from the Evolution Handbook by Vance Farrell, page 499 to 501. That's where I got that information from. Although, again, I'm not sure if there's if you would call these ones, I'm not sure if they've classified rock house as specifically as folded rock strata or not, but there are some in various places throughout the world. All right, that'll be the last creation science tip for this video. I will be making a couple more on the when I cover Ash Cave. I'll talk about some other Christian science facts that are kind of like relevant or relevant to this area. More on rocks probably. Yeah. Well, I'll talk about missing strata and dinosaur petroglyphs on the next video clip after Rock House. The ones after Rock House when we go to Ash Cave. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm going to attempt to put this all one super long video that's 22 minutes long roughly. But if you're watching on TikTok, I'm going to divide the videos up to a Rock House video and then a separate Ash Cave video. Looks like I'm still checking out the Rock House. It was amazing. Why I'm before I forget to mention, there were actually these parks were loaded with, there was people constantly or near constantly throughout the our trip, and the reason why I probably didn't get the best footage is because I was trying to avoid showing people in the footage. I tried to just look at just the walls, try to avoid people as much as possible, filming people. You'll see me at the end of Ash Cave, actually just not giving a hoot and just not care about filming people, because I remember I watch a lot of street preaching videos and they're out in public all the time filming. There's a whole bunch of people around, so obviously you don't need people's permission to film if they're out in public, and this is a public area. So once upon realizing that near the end of my journey to the Hocking Hills, I ended up just not caring, and you'll see a lot of people near the end of the second video, the video with Ash Cave. But for this one, again, I tried not to film too many people. And also, I apologize for the poor quality video, as in the camera might be a little shaky and everything. So I apologize for that in advance. I probably should have had something to help me carry the phone to where it'd be less shaky or something. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, and I'll catch you in Ash Cave in the next one. And if you're watching on YouTube, it will be coming up here in a moment. All right. It should be coming up in a few seconds, the Ash Cave scenery. Hi, everyone. In this part of the video, we are heading towards Ash Cave. I picked the perfect time of the year to do this. Instead of going in the dead of winter when it's freezing cold, or in the peak of summer in August where it's like 100 degrees, we decided to go ahead and go in springtime in April when the weather was just perfect. It was in the 70s. I think it may have been a high of 80 degrees, if I'm not mistaken. But still, it wasn't very hot at all. I really enjoyed the weather outside. And this is Ash Cave. We didn't get any ticks on us. We're on the trail to Ash Cave. We aren't quite there yet, but we didn't get any ticks on us, so I was really grateful for that. While I'm showing you this footage, I might as well read off from my book, An Overwhelming Case for the Christian Worldview. I'll go ahead and read not dating methods. I'll be reading from my book, An Overwhelming Case for the Christian Worldview. Geologic columns missing strata.
The next piece of evidence that I would like to present is rather a lack of evidence for evolution. When a lot of us were little, we were presented school textbooks with pictures of the so-called geologic column. This column presented a pile of layers, one on top of the other, with the oldest on the bottom and the youngest on top. All this spanning, all this spanning billions of years. Here's the problem: there is nowhere on Earth where we find all those rock layers put together like that, except in the textbook. Most of the time, they only find around 2 to 8 layers in a given area. Where did all the layers go? Again, I was reading from my book, An Overwhelming Case for the Christian Worldview. I referenced the reference to this is the Evolution Handbook by Vance Farrell, page 240, 492, page 492 and 93. This is breathtaking scenery right here. Breathtaking. The cliffs. I love the cliffs. I love the creek. The falling over logs. Conco's Hollow was really a nice touch. This ain't Conco's Hollow though, but there was quite a few falling over logs in Conco's Hollow. That was nice. There's cliffs in Conco's Hollow that was nice to look at too. But anyway, this here the trail to Ash Cave is also spectacular. It's really nice. They had a nice sidewalk. If I'm not mistaken. There's a nice little paved sidewalk for easy trekking. That way, people of all ages can, little kids and elderly people can walk on this with ease. And it really is an incredible place. I highly recommend going if you guys can make it there. Again, I turned the volume off on the video footage here, so I'm doing a voiceover after the fact. This is our first year at Hocking Hills, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably going to go back. Hopefully next year. It was a really good experience. There's a creek right there, I believe. Really nice. While we are heading toward Ash Cave here, I'm gonna go ahead and start reading, making our mention of another science tip while we are filming, or while I'm editing this video. Just give me a moment. Turn here my book to the thing. Let's see here. Dinosaur pictographs and petroglyphs. Although I'm not sure. Well, yeah, we'll go ahead and read this real quick. Dinosaur pictographs and petroglyphs. It's also from my book, An Overwhelming Case for the Christian Worldview. Dinosaur pictographs and petroglyphs. Another fascinating find in regard to archaeology is the pictographs of dinosaurs made by Indians on the Grand Canyon, as well as petroglyphs made by the Anasazi in Blending, Utah. Information can also be found on Kent Hovind Creation Seminar 3, that's number 3, is around the 44 to 45 minute mark. When I first started this Hocking Hill journey, Rock House and Conco's Hollow, I tried to avoid showing other people besides me and my wife, mostly just me. I'm the only one I tried to put video in this thing. My wife may be in a few clips briefly, but I tried to avoid filming strangers out of courtesy, and also because I didn't want to get in trouble with the law with it, or possibly that might have been a concern in the back of my mind. I'm not for sure. May or may not have been. But then I actually remembered at the end of my trip, when we got to this Ash Cave here, I remember thinking, wait a minute, I watch street preaching videos all the time. I watch people on YouTube who are around, out in public with people walking around through their video footage. And I'm pretty, confident they didn't go around asking every single person, hey, well, if we accidentally put clip on, they're not going around asking, hey, do you care if I accidentally film you for a few seconds or something? So, there's people in and out of this video footage, I'm not worried about it because it's actually a public space and it's actually legal in public areas to film. If people want to get, if people walk through your footage, they don't have to stop by and give permission. It's just a public place. So, in public areas, I believe it's legal to have other people in your footage. If they don't want to be in your camera, they just walk by it.
So at that point when me realizing that it was perfectly okay to record, have other people my footage, I went ahead and, as you can see, we just stopped worrying about it and worried about other people passing by the footage. So regrettably, I really wished we came to that conclusion earlier in this video so that we could have had better shots. I also apologize for the shaky camera if the camera seemed to be a little shaky. At this point in the video, we already been on Rock House and Concourse Hollow and all the way up to Ash Caves. It's our third trail for the day in one day. So we were not really feeling the going all the way across to the rim trail, which is actually a harder trail, much harder trail. If I'm not mistaken, I've never actually been on the rim. This is like leading to the rim trail. I've never been on that before. So we didn't really want to venture and deal with all that. So we decided to go. I'm basically being filmed going to the waterfall and then coming back and then walking back the way we came for Ash Cave. I appreciate you guys sticking this far in the video. It's been a huge blessing, or it's been a. I appreciate. Let me say this. I appreciate you guys' viewership. I appreciate you guys help my channel. If you guys, it would help my channel if you guys like and share. That would be great. I'll be grateful for that. And I guess I'll go ahead and stop the audio part right now. Don't really have much else to say, but thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. If you guys feel free to go ahead and watch the rest of the video if you want. There's only about less than a minute left. Bye.